Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another fantastic episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane or Popeye spinach. He's the tranquil dart of Ringside Society and Delaware's greatest American hero. It takes two to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. In the second corner, we have the monarch of Mardi Gras, the Baroness of Bourbon Street. When she's not co-hosting Ringside Society, she goes on crazy misadventures, such as shopping for DeLoreans to go back to 1885 for freshly churned butter, dressing up as one of the Road Warriors, and picking fights with random people, and also demanding the buy one, get four free at Cafe Du Monde for beignets. Louisiana's own Kathy Knight. And our special guests today, joining us are two young ladies who have actually been guests on 15 Minutes of Fandom. That's right, our segment where we actually put the spotlight on our fellow wrestling fans. And with that being said, we'll introduce them. So in our first guest is a young woman who actually resides in the great country of France. That's right, where you can get some of the best wine, listen to some of the best house music, and also eat some of the best croissants, and all the while with your loved one, your significant other, share a romantic evening near the Eiffel Tower and see the most beautiful piece of art, well, one of the most beautiful pieces of art, the Mona Lisa at the Louvre. Everybody, welcome to the show, Alexandra Jean.
Woo!
And our other guest is a young lady who is into the Deadly Boys fitness. So is Alexandra, and she hails from a country that has produced, from Belgium, a country that has produced one of the best action stars, Jean-Claude Van Damme of Bloodsport and Kickboxer, and also the home. Belgium is also the home of one of my favorite breakfast foods, the Belgian waffle. Everybody, welcome to the show, straight from Belgium, Elisa. So, fun fact for those of y'all watching, this is actually our first ever international predictions panel because these two women are actually in their respective countries that I just mentioned. Yes, Alexandra is in France. I don't know what part. It's not, but you're like a couple minutes outside of Paris, right, Alex?
I'm 3 hours for Paris. I'm near the Dedi beaches.
Okay. And Elisa is actually from Belgium. What's the capital? Is it Brussels is the capital of Belgium? I could be wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you? Is that where you're at right now, or you're like a couple
Oh,
of
a couple of hours
a
away.
couple of like
Actually,
minutes away?
yeah, a couple of hours.
Oh, okay. Cool. By the way, if I was wrong about the Belgian waffles part, forgive me. I saw Belgian. I figured, hey, it's from there, you know. But I know, Alex, you probably get tired of seeing all those tourists. Oh, near the Eiffel Tower kissing and whatnot. You're like, these tourists, man. You know, I could only imagine.
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay. I feel the same way about Times Square in New York when I'm trying to get to work and whatnot, and then you have some tourists taking a bunch of pictures. I'm like, I'm not trying to make your New York experience bad, but I have somewhere to go. So if you could just, step aside, please, respectfully, so I can just go my way, and you can keep taking your pictures and whatnot. And I'm sure Kathy feels the same way about people in Bourbon Street in New Orleans whenever she goes. And especially those long lines and when it's like 90% of tourists. Yeah. And then of course Rob in Delaware. Rob, what they have in Delaware? I don't know.
Beaches, beaches and
Um,
casinos,
but yeah,
dispensaries.
wherever.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure you get tired of the tourists over there too. But yeah,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You get the 300
yeah. So this
pound
is our
dudes and
first ever international
bikini
prediction.
shorts at the beach.
Ugh. Oh man, Rob, y'all almost burned my retina with that image, man. Nah. Ugh.
Oh, I have to see it every year,
Ugh.
man. I'm like, look,
Anyway,
at least shave your back. Shave your back before you do that.
I
I be thinking Sasquatch been running on the beach, like Harry and the Hendersons.
I feel your pain, man. Oh geez, I couldn't do it. But yeah, so how are you ladies doing today or tonight over there in your part of the world?
Yeah, it's 7 p.m. here.
Also here. We're in the same time
Okay.
zone.
Wow.
Tired because I did the Dead Boys virtual event today. But she didn't do
Yeah.
it. She didn't.
I had a good reason.
Yes.
But I'm not going to say it on the live day, live.
Fair enough. So how did
Let
you
him
do?
say.
Did
Yeah.
you do well?
So
Did you do well?
so in case
Yes, except the burpees.
Oh, burpees. Oh, I gotta do those in training all the time. Oh, yeah, burpees. Oh.
Fun fact, everyone in the Dead Boys community ate when Joshi put the burpees.
Indeed.
awesome. So for those of y'all that don't know, yes, these two women were actually on our 15 minutes of fandom. I think both of y'all were like, well, I know you, Alex, you were like our first guest. Elisa, I don't know if you were our second or third. I know last year we had a couple of international guests,
I think
but
second or
Alex was
third. I
actually our
think.
first ever international 15 minutes of fandom. Yeah, but yeah, so we actually made an international 15 minutes of fandom segment happen on Blog Talk, and Blog Talk, which is it's a good platform, it's a great platform, but they don't really cater for when you want to make international calls and whatnot. So, but somehow we made it happen, and yeah. So, with that being said, ladies, I just got to say thank you very much for that. You know, it's guests like you that make us, keep on keeping on, and that's what we do here at Ringside Society. That's why we're now on StreamYard, because we want to reach out to more people all over the world, not just wrestlers, but also fans. So, yeah. So with that being said, hold up. You're kidding me. So I got some breaking news from Joe Smith, the Don, and it said R.I.P. Boogeyman. R.I.P. Martin, the Martin Boogeyman writes. Let me confirm it. Wow.
That's crazy. Didn't he just have a birthday or something like a couple days ago? I just seen him
Okay,
on
so
Instagram or Twitter. Yeah, I'm getting ready to look it up too. I got my laptop here.
yeah,
Oh, we got pause the show.
yeah. Let me go ahead and see. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking
people,
it
I'm
up
sorry
too.
about that, but I just want to confirm.
Don't be sorry. I'm looking too.
Yeah, me too. But I don't really find anything now.
Yeah, I didn't see nothing yet either. I just see scariest moments and all that. I don't see any news.
I don't see anything,
No,
but
me neither.
tell you what, we're not Joe Smith, we're not doubting you, but when we do confirm that, ladies and gentlemen, we will definitely, if it's true, if not, then it is what it is. But if it's true, we will definitely, pay our respects to him. But we hope it's not true because Marty Wright, well, the Boogeyman, is actually a easy to me. He's an impressive person because you were in Tough Enough in 2004 when this man was 40, and you were running rings around some of the younger guys. That's impressive. So I hope it's not true, and you know if it is, well, we'll pay our respects. But I'm really and truly hoping it's not, and whatnot. So actually, we have a special guest before we go further, and it is none other than oh, oh,
Hey,
Stephanie
Stephanie.
Hypes.
Steph.
Woo!
Yes.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
welcome to the show, Stephanie. Really and truly appreciate it. All right. So with that being said, we haven't been able to confirm the death of the boogeyman if it's true or not. So, we're just gonna um we're just gonna leave it at that. If it's true, then we will do our due diligence and pay respects. And if y'all are hearing any background noise, once again, I apologize. It's my parents playing music downstairs, so it's their house. I'm not gonna tell them. Obviously, I wouldn't dare tell them to turn it down. So yeah, I'll try to block it out. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get this started. So, Stephanie, if you're still there, we would definitely appreciate your input on the predictions of the show and so on. So let's see here. So the first match we have. So I gotta ask y'all, what do y'all think about the build-up of Survivor Series? Like, how do y'all feel about it? Kathy, you go first. Kathy, you go first.
Horrible. The worst build up in anything pay per view, WWE, anything. Like Raw gets hyped up more than this. SmackDown gets hyped up more than this. Like it was it's bad. Horrible. Like they just threw this together. Like the draft happened, they threw it all together, and they didn't even hype it up. The two matches that they did kind of hype up are Big E and Roman, because they made like a bloodline feud with the New Day, and Charlotte and Becky, and even that one isn't even really done. Like Becky did all the work pretty much
Yeah.
in interviews and stuff like that. Charlotte said a little bit of a promo. That was all she did. But it's done more behind the scenes than the actual show. Like Becky was doing like a media tour, stuff like that, and then like Bianca and a bunch of other people were on Colbert's Late Show. So like they're doing press more than the actual like show being uh promoted. So it's like it's the worst one. It's horrible. It's so bad.
Yeah, Rob Base.
Yeah, I
Rob
agree
Base.
with
What
everything
about you, man?
Kathy
What you
said.
think?
Yeah,
What you think about the build-up?
yeah, everything that Kathy said, I second it, third it, fourth it. Yeah, it was awful. The only match I'm really excited for is Becky Lynch and Charlotte, and it wasn't even because of a build up. It was because they started, feuding with each other. Like got worked into a shoot stuff, and even then, the WWE didn't even build on that. It's like, all right, whatever. So, plus you're in New York, like, come on, man, you got to. But all right, to each their own, I guess. Mm.
Yeah. Elisa, what about you? What do you think
I
about the build-up
I
for
was
here's Stephanie
every
again?
every time after each episode, I was looking for an invader something during the shows, but I was okay. Is that it? I felt like it's a couple of weeks away, Survivor Series, not tonight. That's my feeling. And also, like with the women SmackDown team, all the changes in its team is only on social media, nothing actually on screen. Why or how? So I don't know. It's like a regular pay-per-view tonight for me.
Okay. Alex, what about you? Well, what's your take on the build-up for Survivor Series? Do you think it
I'm
was
agree.
good or it was like just bad?
It was awful. I'm agreeing with everybody. Sorry, it's Survivor Series season. You need to have normally match to choose who will be on each team. You will at least have one invasion, and there's nothing except Biggie and Roman, and Becky and Charlotte. And like Katy said, Becky did all the work. So it's
Yeah,
awful.
I personally think that they should have done better. I could understand if you don't build up Money in the Bank or any of like whatever else they have, Armageddon or No Way Out or whatever they call their other shows. But to me, Survivor Series is one of their big four, one of their money making ones, one of their I even call it legacy because Survivor Series has been around for what 30, 31, not even 30 years. More is what 35 years, 34. This is the 35th Survivor Series, and you're telling me that you could big up and build up Crown Jewel, which took place in a totally different country. Which, no offense to Saudi Arabia, no disrespect to them, but in your own backyard, for your own one of your own big four shows, you can't get a decent build up. Like I didn't even I would have loved to see a Charlotte and Becky Lynch confrontation. I would have loved to see something between Damien Priest and Shinsuke Nakamura. I would have loved to see something between RK Bro and the Usos. At least a confrontation. None of that. And so it makes you wonder, like, what is the pay-per-view going to be like? Me personally, I'm in Brooklyn, New York. I can go to Survivor Series because it's at the Barclays Center. But like WrestleMania, just like WrestleMania, what was it 2029, which was in New Jersey, which I could have gone to as well. I'm just not feeling it, and I might go if I do go, which I'm sure I can get a ticket. It'll just probably be just to say, oh, I went to Survivor Series. That's it. Which in my goal is to go to each of the big four at least once, and that's it. I could say I've had my fair share of WWE events. So Stephanie Hypes was like, yeah, she gave it a thumbs down, 4 thumbs down. Wow, that's crazy. And let's see. She said she
If I
can't
had
find
four
anything
thumbs,
on
I'd do the
Boogeyman
same
either.
thing.
Okay. And she said
Yeah,
she
I've,
can't
I've
find
been
anything
looking the
on
whole time.
Boogeyman either. So yeah, let's hope
Yeah, I've
let's
been
hope
looking the whole time too.
yeah, let's hope he's all right. So yeah. So let's go ahead and look at the card. So first we have Survivor Series, which takes place here in New York at the Barclays Center. And our first match that we have is all right. So the first match we have is the 25-man battle royal. Now, does anybody know who's in that 25-man battle royal? I have no clue.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah,
it's all
I got
tag
it right
teams or
here.
something like that.
Yeah, a lot of tag teams put
It's
together.
I got it right here. I'll read them off.
Oh.
You got AJ Styles, Angelo Dawkins, Apollo Crews, Cedric Alexander, Cesaro, Chad Gable, Commander Aziz, Dolph Ziggler, Drew Gulak, Eric, Umberto, Ivar, Jinder Mahal, Mansoor, Montez Ford, Omos, Otis, R-Truth, Ricochet, Robert Roode, Sami Zayn, Shanky, Shelton Benjamin, and T-Bar. And that was it.
Interesting. All right, Kathy, who are you going with?
So I'm starting to wonder if, like we were talking about the poor build-up, what if The Rock shows up? Because it's a 25-man battle royal. It's been 25 years since he debuted at Survivor Series. this if he shows up like in the Big E match with Roman, or if he shows up for this battle royal, like nobody's gonna watch it because they didn't build up for it, and everybody's got to see it after it happens. But the ones that are gonna stand out to me in the battle royal, I think, will be Cesaro, Ricochet, Sammy, and Omos. But they'll probably try to throw Omos because they like to gang up on bigger guys and throw them out early. So, but I'm gonna go
Okay.
with the ones that are gonna stand out to me are Cesaro, Ricochet, Sammy, Zayn, and Omos.
So, Rob, who do you have winning the 25-man battle royal?
Yeah, like Kathy said, yeah, those guys are pretty much the ones to look for. I was gonna AJ Styles. I was like, man, he might win too, but I actually put down Cesaro. I think Cesaro's gonna pull this one out and stuff, man. So hopefully they start doing something with Cesaro because he is so overlooked and underutilized, I believe. But hopefully it can lead to something good for Cesaro because that's my guy. I like Cesaro.
Awesome. Elisa, who do you have winning the 25-man battle royal?
Completely agree with Katy and with Rob, Cesaro. And maybe there's gonna be a moment, I think, between Aziz and Omos. I hope
Hmm.
something happens between them also. But ultimately, Cesaro.
All right. Alex, who you got?
Cesaro. I'm agree with everybody.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm yeah, I think Cesaro is gonna pull it off, and we're gonna see numerous feats of strength from him. So I'm gonna go with Cesaro. I want him to win because I mean I don't understand what WWE's logic is. I mean you have the first ever, possibly the first. I may be wrong, but the first ever. He's what, Swiss, right? He's from Switzerland, right?
Yes,
Am I correct?
Yes. Yes.
yes.
You have the first ever Swiss. Oh yeah, the Swiss Superman. My bad. So you have the first ever Swiss competitor in WWE, and you don't even capitalize on it to like make him like your champion. You just have him jobbing to all these people. I really would like to see him hold one of those main belts before he leaves or retires, because I think it'll be great. And I mean, come on, man, it'll be great for Switzerland. But I don't know. I don't know what WWE's logic is. I'm convinced that I could do a better booking job than some of those guys there. You know, and hopefully he gets that opportunity again to actually win that to win the big one.
Mm.
So Stephanie Hypes is like, imagine having AJ Styles in a battle royal.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Okay.
I
That
can
Okay.
see
sucks.
it. Yeah. So the next match that we have is Damien Priest, the United States champion on Raw, versus Shinsuke Nakamura, the Intercontinental champion on SmackDown, accompanied by Rick Boogs and his great electric guitar intro. Kathy, who you got for this one?
So it's a shame, like the Intercontinental Championship and the United States title aren't showcased more, because they used to be the titles that, like when Hulk Hogan was around and he was world champion, you looked at the Intercontinental title, who was that was the hottest title, apart from Hulk Hogan, because he had it like for so long. So the prestigiousness of the titles, like they're getting paid dust, and the people in this match are getting paid dust too. Like, when's the last time anybody was excited for Shinsuke? Like, and it's a shame. So I think he's not gonna win. I'm gonna go with Damien, because Damien's been more on a tear all year than Shinsuke. So I think I'm gonna go with Damien Priest.
Okay. Rob, who you got?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Kathy, but I actually think this match has the potential to steal the show. Be match of the night just because these two guys in this match. They bring it every time. But yeah, I agree with Kathy. I think Damian Priest is going to take this one. I don't know what it is with Rick Boogs, man. I don't like the cut of his jib for some reason. I don't know, man. I like Shinsuke. I don't know about Rick, man. I think he might do something and call Shinsuke the match or something like that. But I'm going with Damian Priest.
True, true. So let's see. Stephanie Hypes actually said Cesaro for the win. Okay, yeah,
All
I
across
could,
the
I could,
board.
I could, I could definitely see that. So, Elisa, who do you have winning this match?
Actually, I think also Damien Priest because he had a lot of banger matches in the last couple of months. Even just on Raw, with, like with Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, and stuff. And Sheamus, he really he gets it. He gets in his matches and stuff. So I'm gonna think Damien Priest, but it's gonna be a hard fought match, I think.
Okay, Alex, who you got? Who do you have winning between Damian Priest and Shinsuke Nakamura?
For me, it's tough because I liked both. But I will go with Damien too, especially after seeing him in London 2 weeks ago. And yeah, he's amazing in the ring, and he has a lot of banger match and needs more.
Hmm.
And Rick's boob live with the guitar, it's good.
Cool. So, who would I pick? Damian Priest or Shinsuke Nakamura? Oh man, two men that are great in the ring and whatnot. It's gonna be a hard fought match. I mean, Damien's had a lot of banger matches, and I've been following him since his Punisher Martinez days in Ring of Honor.
Mm.
But at the same time, I've seen Shinsuke before he signed with WWE when he was in New Japan, and he's no joke. And he's a former, I think, IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and he used to team with Brock Lesnar at one point. Man, but I'm gonna have to go with Damian Priest. I think he's been on a roll. I think he's gonna take this one, but it won't be without. He's gonna have to earn this win. I know that for sure. He's definitely gonna have to earn it. So the next match that we have is tag team champion versus tag team champion. RK Bro, the team of Randy Orton and Riddle, who are the current Raw tag team champions, versus the Usos, Jimmy and Jay Uso, who are the current SmackDown tag team champions. Kathy, who you got for this one?
So RK Bro, like Randy's kind of like the older brother to Matt Riddle, and he's always like getting aggravated with him. So I don't know how well they're gonna work together. The Usos, they're actually twins. They're by blood. They're in the bloodline too. So you can't stop the bloodline train and right now. And I think the Usos are gonna win.
Awesome. Rob, who you got for this one?
I actually wrote down. I had the Usos winning this one. I think the Usos are going to win this one. The Bloodline, they're just kind of being dominant right now, and I'm having them win because I got a little thing in my head that's I want to say, but I'll wait till the next match or whatever. But I think they're going to win.
Cool. Elisa, who do you have winning?
Actually, I'm loving RK Bro. I hope they win, but I think the Usos are going to win, even if it's with cheating or something. But I think they are going to win.
Cool. Alex, who do you think is going to win this match?
The Usos, even if I love Randy, but I prefer the Usos because Riddle, I can't with this man. I really can't. It's when I saw him, every time I saw him, I want to throw up. Sorry, it's physical, and I still have in mind what our wife said
Mm.
about
Yeah.
women wrestlers, and
I could
it's done
imagine
for me. So last time
For
when
some reason, I just had.
last Monday when Seth beat him up, I was so happy. I was glad to wake up at 2 a.m. to watch.
Wait, wait. What did he say about women's wrestlers, or
His
or or, or was it
Riddle's
his wife?
wife,
His wife.
Riddle's wife said, but ventilated, of course, that women's wrestlers are paid to just be beautiful. That they didn't do workout, they didn't need to do squat because they have some fat on their body.
She basically said that Becky didn't have enough. Wait, let me enough that butt.
As
Becky didn't have enough of a butt,
Mm.
which was stupid.
Okay.
and
I don't know
she,
what they're
she
looking at.
and Becky doesn't
Well,
look like a
well, that's.
doesn't look like a man.
I don't get it.
Because when you watch
Well,
Riddle's wife, it
me.
looks like it's her brother.
So
Savage. Woo! Woo! You bring the heat up in here. Woo!
with so here's my thing. As a man, I'm not gonna get involved in women's arguments. All I'm gonna do with this one is just sit down, have a nice can of root beer and some Cheetos, and watch them tear each other apart. I'm not getting involved in that. I didn't know. I didn't. If Riddle had said something about the women's wrestlers, well, I probably would have been like, nah, you can't say that, bro. Or if the women had said something about the male wrestlers, I would have been like, well, that's not right. But if it's two women battling, I'm like, that ain't my that's y'all beef, man. Let me know when the MMA fight happens, so I could buy a ticket and eat some popcorn, just watch it.
He
I don't.
he basically blocked everyone who go after his wife.
Yep, he did that.
And he also said that he apologized to Seth about what she said about Becky. But I don't buy it.
Wait, Riddle apologized to Becky about.
No,
Riddle
he
apologized to Seth
apologized.
about what his wife said to Becky. I'm like,
It was what he said in an interview. But Jay, stop, Jay. I will see you in Paris next year. I will beat you.
Uh-oh.
It's one of my friends, French friend,
You don't piss off the French. I know that too.
and he's a Becky fan.
wow. I could imagine.
So
I could imagine
you know me,
Matt Riddle going to. I could imagine Matt Riddle going to France, and he's pitching hey, these pastries are good, and he picks up a croissant. He's like, these pastries are good. Maybe I should open a business with Randy and call them Brosants or some nonsense. At one point he was trying to market different ideas to people with for products, and he put the word bro into it. Yeah. So honestly, I think Usos are my pick. I think Usos are gonna take this. They're gonna take this. They're gonna take this match because they have more experience as a tag team, and the best thing they probably have to do is isolate Matt Riddle, because once Randy gets in there, it's like they can't really stop that man. Like that Randy Orton is the kind of guy that he's a complex opponent. He's a complex opponent, and he has a lot of trickery. As we've seen in the last couple of decades. So, but I think I'm gonna have to go with the Usos. They've been dominant, and they're twins, and they've been doing this for I'd say 11 years now. Not even, because I think they debuted in 2009. They've been doing this for 12 years. So I'm gonna go with the Usos on this one. So the next match that we have is a champion versus champion match. The WWE champion Big E, who is on Raw, versus Roman Reigns, who is the current WWE Universal Champion, who is on SmackDown, with his counselor Paul Heyman, or the wise man Paul Heyman. Kathy, who you got for this one?
So it'd be pretty cool if Big E won. It's not for a championship. It would give him a push. But just like I said, you can't stop the bloodline train. You can't stop the Roman train. I don't see this, him losing anytime soon. So I picked Roman.
Okay. Rob, who you got for this one?
Well, it looks like we picked. Everybody's picked the same thing and all, no, and every match and all, except now, because I'm going Big E. I think is going to win this one. I say that because I think Brock Lesnar or something might come out or whatever, screw things up for Roman, because it's not a title match or anything. It's whatever, and then Paul Heyman is going to be sitting there like, oh, and Roman's going to be hot at Paul Heyman. They're going to have that thing going, next Friday, like, yo, Brock came up and what's up with that, and then. You'll start seeing some cracks and all, and then that's what I think. Big E's going to do that win, but Brock's going to come out. Because we were talking about this in training today, and I got booed. They're like, boo this man. They're like, Roman ain't losing. He's not losing until he has to lose. I was like, oh, that's true, but I just had this feeling. Like, it just had a feeling. It might not happen, but,
Okay. Elisa, who do you have winning this match?
Big E. Definitely.
Ooh.
Yes. Roman Reigns, I was so happy he came back, but now he's getting on my nerves.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. And Alex, who are you going with?
I'm going with Biggie, but
Ooh.
I don't know why, because it's what I want. But what I expect is Roman wins with cheating or interference of Brock Lesnar, or like Katy
Jesus.
said earlier, The Rock.
Mm.
And I remember that The Rock tweet earlier this week to Alex, a UK journalist, and he said, pour some Terramena this weekend, so it's tequila, and watch Survivor Series. And Alex didn't spoke about Survivor Series at first. So I take that as a hint, maybe. And if it's not The Rock being in Brooklyn, maybe put his music to...
Yeah, that would definitely be cool. So who do I think is gonna win, Big E or Roman Reigns? Man, this Bloodline New Day feud is definitely a classic. Honestly, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be the odd man. Well, I guess not odd, because I mean Kathy chose Roman, but I'm gonna have to go with Big E. I got a feeling that Xavier Woods is gonna get involved, and Kofi Kingston is gonna get involved, and something. There's gonna be a lot of interferences. That's my thing. But I'm gonna go with Big E. I'm gonna go with Big E on this one.
Yeah. But I don't think
And
that.
oh man,
that
even
Kofi-
Stephanie Hype said Matt and his wife.
She knows. She knows.
Yeah.
Wow.
Matt's wife was mad at Matt too.
I don't think that Kofi
Yeah.
is going to be there.
She might want to be careful though, because. Oh, okay.
His wife is
Yeah, I don't
ready
know.
to
I
get
mean, you never
ready to
know.
pop. She's- She's like 41 weeks pregnant now.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, Kofi Kingston.
Yes, his wife. It's a little girl. It's a little girl.
Oh.
They
Ooh, congrats to Kofi. So the next match that we have on here, oh, you're gonna love this one. Champion versus champion singles match. Becky Lynch, the Raw Women's Champion, versus Charlotte Flair, the SmackDown, the SmackDown Women's Champion. Kathy, who you got for this one?
Gee, I don't know. No, I wore this shirt kind of on purpose because it was the Charlotte promo where she's like, "Well, you've been the last kicker, and I have a ton of shirts for Becky, but I wore like the old school and that, and it's international because it's got Ireland colors and we got international guests too. But yeah, Becky all the way. It has to be Becky. I don't see Charlotte winning. I think Charlotte's gonna check out at this point. She's dating Andrade. Andrade's in AEW, and the match she had with Nia, they actually had like a shoot match where I don't know what happened there, but like it seems like Charlotte's falling apart. So I think Becky's got this, and if they see Becky's like either a really good car salesman or they really don't like each other, because I listened to her interview with Ariel, and she's like, "No, we're not friends anymore." And I'm like, is she selling it for the match, or are they really not friends? And she's making me think they're really not friends anymore. So if it's true, it's a shame that they're not friends anymore. But if she's selling it for this match, she's a really good car salesman. She's like brilliant and a genius. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Becky. Brilliant and a genius. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Becky.
I could tell you if the rumors are true, because I've seen those rumors where they said they don't even talk to each other anymore. They're not friends and whatnot. If the rumors are true, then Shayna Baszler was right. Because I remember at one point, I was on Twitter and I was like, the real four horsewomen are, so what Shayna said was, they're not Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks, Bayley and Becky Lynch. They're not the four horsewomen. They're just four really good wrestlers that are friends or know each other. And I was like, Ric Flair has I can't remember what I said because it was like a year ago, but I think I said something along the. It wasn't anything disrespectful. I'm like, Ric Flair has always acknowledged Charlotte Flair, his daughter, and her friends as four horsewomen. He's never acknowledged Rhonda and the gang as four horsewomen. Mm-hmm. And she puts up a picture of Ric Flair throwing up the 4 sign with Shayna, and I think Marina Shafir, Jessamine Duke, and Rhonda were in that picture. I could be wrong; it was so long ago. But not to digress, Shayna may have been right. They may have been just 4 really great wrestlers that happen to know each other, but are not really a team. And we've never really seen the 4 horsewomen as a stable. We've seen all 4 of them in the ring. I'd never forget that match, but we've never really seen them as a team, as a stable going against anybody else. And it's kind of like a situation like the Clique, Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, X-Pac, and Triple H. Yeah, all great friends, all great wrestlers, but we never saw them, all 5 of them, that is, as a clique. We've seen Shawn and Triple H as DX. We've seen Kevin Nash, Shawn, Triple H, and X-Pac as DX. We've seen Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and X-Pac as NWO. Heck, we've seen Shawn. Well, we've seen 4 out of 5 of them. That's closest we came. 4 out of 5 of them as members of the NWO, which Shawn looked so out of place in that group. But we've never seen all 5 of them together. So it's the same thing with 4 horsewomen. But yeah, if I hope it's not true, but you might be right about Charlotte. So the next match. No, I'm sorry, Rob. Who you got for this one?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Kat. Charlotte might be a little, I don't know. Plus, isn't Ric Flair talking trash about everybody on his podcast and all too? Like, Charlotte needs to go to AEW, be with Andrade, and Becky is, not this and that. It's like, man, I don't know what they're doing over there, but I wrote down on here because I know who was coming on. I didn't want to feel the wrath of anybody of who I picked, so I put double DQ because I think they're just going to get in the outside. They're going to fight. They're going to bring weapons, and something's going to happen. I honestly don't think there's going to be a clear winner in this match. Like, to be honest, I think something's going to happen. They're going to bring weapons. They're going to go on the outside, fight in the crowd, and be like, you got to throw the match out. So, but it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be good and violent. That's what I think though. So I got double DQ. That's my pick.
Okay, that's in all the times in all the years, which we've only been around for 2 years that we've been doing this. I've never had somebody say double DQ or anything like that. But that's a good one. Yeah, and it's possible. It could happen. It's we've seen eliminations happen where both members of a team got eliminated because of a double count out. So or yeah, it could happen. So Elisa, who do you have winning this match?
Becky, of course. But I have to say, what Rob is saying, it makes sense to me. It may be happening. It makes sense to me what he's saying. So, because I don't think they're going to work really well together. The match. I think we're going to see a lot of flaws and stuff, in the match. So, but I'm hoping Becky. It's clearing it's Becky, but it kind of makes sense what Rob is saying.
Okay, Alex, how about you? Who you got?
Becky?
Okay.
Don't laugh, Elisa. Don't laugh.
I don't. Hey, I don't even know why. I don't even. I should have just asked Rob who's gonna win, man. Because I don't even know why. I mean, I knew the answer, but I don't know why I even like bothered, man. Like I should have just been like, okay, I know who you're gonna pick, Kathy. At least I know you're gonna pick Alex. I know you're gonna pick Rob. Who do you think is gonna win?
Three deadlies on the
because
panel.
Rob
Come
does
on
his own
now.
thing.
Yeah, I broke Becky down for everybody even before the show started because I knew that was the one match where everybody
So,
was Becky.
Yeah, you're right.
So, yes, Steph. Yes.
Yes.
So, first,
Stephanie said
this,
cancel the match. Becky should win.
this is a dedicace to Elisa. She's no. And for me, of course, it's Becky. After hearing interview with Ariel, for me, they are not friends anymore. It's real. It's 100% real. I want Becky to win, but I'm afraid there will be no DQ. I know Becky is 100% professional.
So,
but I'm afraid Charlotte will do anything to make Becky look dumb, stupid, not selling the move, doing anything against Becky. But of course, I want Becky to win. I want Becky to rip her head off, to beat the crap out of her.
See, and this is why I always said that Vince McMahon needs to invest in his other women's wrestlers, because you see the last name Flair, you get excited and whatnot, or whoever, or if not Vince, whoever's in his creative team saw the last name Flair and got so excited and started putting her on a pedestal. Like, nah, man, you got to invest in your other people. You got Liv Morgan, Tony Storm. You got so many other people there that I'm sure could hold that, that spot. And they need to start doing it now, because these women aren't gonna be around like all the time. I mean, Becky Lynch, before she got pregnant, she was going to Hollywood, and she was supposed to, if memory serves me correct, she was going to be in a Marvel movie. The Rock and John Cena were helping her get into movies. So I mean, it's only a matter of time until if she decides to go back, that she leaves WWE, and you got to invest in your other people. And I was very disappointed when they let Taya Valkyrie go, because I've been following her for the last 5 5, 6 years, and I can tell you, Homegirl can go. Shoots. If she fought Charlotte Flair, that would have been a great match, and she would have elevated Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair wouldn't have elevated Taya because like anybody that's been watching her knows that she's the real deal. That was one of I was actually upset at that release, and hopefully, Vince finds it, in himself to be like, you know what, I made a mistake. Let me bring her back. But yeah, that was nonsensical. So, do you guys think The Rock will show up? Xavier, I honestly, if it happens, it happens. I wouldn't mind. If it doesn't, it is what it is. Um, I mean, it would be good for Survivor Series because the build up sucked in my opinion. But Stephanie Ives like, y'all don't understand, the beef is real. It's bad, and the match should be canceled unless they got on the same page the last 48 hours. Yeah, yeah. Xavier Howard says Liv Morgan should win the title. She honestly, Xavier, I think that's gonna happen. I think that's definitely gonna happen, and it's gonna be something when she does. So next, picking you. I'm not a deadly, by the way, but I think she's gonna take it. Next match that we have is a 5-on-5 women's Survivor Series elimination match. We have Team Raw, which comprises of Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Carmella, and Queen Zelina versus Team SmackDown, which comprises of Sasha Banks, Shayna Baszler, Shotzi, Natalia, and Toni Storm. Kathy, who you going for this one?
So I'm actually more excited for this one than the men's 5-on-5. But like I'm a traditionalist. I miss the old school Survivor Series where you actually had you had a leader versus another leader, and they were feuding. So then they pick their own teams, and that's where you get your teams. This one was all like thrown on together, and then some people aren't even in there that originally were. Like it got announced on Twitter. I was like, that's so crazy.
That sucks.
But yeah, it's weird. So I ended up circling SmackDown, which has Sasha, Shotzi, Shayna, Natty, and Tori. But I think I'm kind of not now. I'm kind of leaning to Raw, so I don't really know. But I guess I'll stick with SmackDown. But the thing that turned me off for I guess for Raw was like Liv and Carmella are in the same team, but at the same time you have Shotzi and Sasha on the other team. So you have a little bit of a feud there on both teams. So it's like who if they can work together. Um I guess I'll stick with SmackDown, but I have a feeling maybe Raw might win.
Okay, Rob, how about you? Who you got for this one?
I actually, when I was looking at the rosters, I'm like, man, yeah, the build up sucked, but you look at the ladies in these matches, it's like everyone here can go and they're awesome, and like, gosh, I was like, so I wrote down SmackDown at first because I looked and I seen Shayna Baszler, and I always remembered that Hell in a Cell or Elimination Chamber where she just went in there and cleared house and all, but then I'm like, you know what? I don't think Queen Zelina is going to win the Queen of the Ring and stuff, and then they're just going to have her just start losing right away and all that stuff. So I think, and then they're trying to build up Liv Morgan to go against, Becky and Liv Morgan. Though they always do that start stop with her, so I don't know what they're with her. So, but I changed it and I put Raw on there. Yeah, it could go either way, but I'm going with Team Raw for this one. But I do like the prospect of seeing, Shayna getting in there with Bianca and Bria. And
Okay.
stuff, but I do like the prospect of seeing, Shayna getting in there with Bianca and stuff.
And J Rome is asking, can they coexist? What do y'all think? Can they coexist? Good question. It's going to be a lot of fighting. It's going to be crazy. So, Elisa, who do you have winning this match?
First, I was thinking Raw because I like Bianca and Rhea on the same team, but I don't really feel it for Carmella and Zelina. So I'm more towards SmackDown, but I think it's something is gonna happen with Naomi and Sonya also during that match. That something is gonna happen between them because it's not really a build up and they're focusing more on Sonya doing stuff. So, but I'm saying Raw, Team Raw.
Okay. Alex, who you going with?
Oof. um, I would love to SmackDown win, and the last one will be Shansi. But I think it will be Team Raw. I think there's maybe something will happen between Sochi and Sasha during the match because they start to build their feud very well, and I think they will continue to have a banger match, maybe at day one. So I go with Team Raw.
Okay. I honestly think Team Raw is gonna take it. They seem to have that camaraderie right now. I don't see any dissension within them. Team SmackDown, you got Sasha Banks and Shotzi going at it. That and then Team SmackDown. That's the only thing. It's Shotzi and Sasha. What's gonna happen between those two? Because Shayna Baszler is cool. She's chill. Natalia's pretty chill. Tony Storm is pretty chill. Although she just wants her title shot at Charlotte. But it's Shotzi and Sasha are the ones you got to look at. But oh, wait a minute. What am I missing? Rhea Ripley and Carmella and Queen Zelina got a little bit of beef too. So interesting. The plot
So does
thickens.
Liv and Carmella too.
Yeah. But I think that's because Carmella's been rating Liv's sneaker collection and whatnot. So yeah, I think they'll be okay. I gotta stop that. I actually heard that rumor. I read that rumor somewhere. Yeah, but honestly, I think I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with Team Raw on this one because I think Shotzi and Sasha's beef is more intense than Rhea Ripley and Carmella and Queen Zelina. So I think Team Raw is gonna take this. And Xavier Howard says he feels like SmackDown is gonna win for the men's and Raw is gonna win for the women's. Okay, we're actually about to get to that match right now. So the next match we have is the last match on the card, and it's gonna be a 5-on-5 men's Survivor Series elimination match. We have Team Raw, which comprises of Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, and Austin Theory, with MVP apparently, versus Team SmackDown, which comprises of Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, King Woods, Happy Corbin, and Sheamus. And they will be accompanied by Madcap Moss and Rich Holland. This is interesting. Kathy, who are you going with for this?
So I have the opposite of what Xavier Howard said. So I said women for SmackDown for the women. I picked Raw for the men. You have Seth, you have Finn, you have Kevin Owens, and you have Bobby Lashley. Like that's a pretty stacked team. You do have Drew on SmackDown. You have Sheamus too, but Drew and Sheamus don't like each other, or at least they did feud. So it's all about, I don't know, like, can these teams coexist? Can they get along? Like, you have stuff on the women's team, you have stuff on the men's team, but I think with Seth, Finn, Kevin Owens, and Bobby Lashley all on one team, it's pretty lopsided and stacked. So I went with Raw.
Okay. Rob, who are you going with?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Kathy. Brawl is friggin' stacked. Like, every one of them are former world champions, and then you got Austin Theory. But that kind of makes me think like something's going to happen on SmackDown. That's why I picked SmackDown to win for the men's. You know what I mean? I think King Woods is going to be sole survivor. I think everybody is going to be down to him. It's going to come to Rollins and I don't know Owens or something, and then Woods is going to end up, just getting the win, just doing the thing. We're going to end Survivor Series or whatever. If that's the last match, him with the King Woods, what I mean, So I think that'll happen.
Okay, Elisa, who you got?
I'm going with Team SmackDown because, like Rob said, on Team Raw, they are a lot. They all have great talents, but they all have the feeling to be the great one, the leader of the team. They don't. I don't think they're going to work together. And with Austin Theory in between, he's going to something with his phone. I think with selfies or something, and he's going to distract the other ones of his team and stuff. So I'm going with SmackDown.
Okay, all right, Alex, who you got for this?
Team Raw. I know between Seth, Kevin Owens, Finn, they're very story. They don't like each other, but I want Seth to repair what he did last year in Survivor Series,
Uh,
and I want him to be the sole survivor. And I want Team the
Nice.
four.
Okay. Okay.
I want Bobby, Seth, Kevin, and Finn to go together and put Austin Theory first to let him beat and be eliminated.
Hey, you know what would be crazy? If Austin Theory ended up being the sole survivor, that would be oh geez.
it's like
That
Lana
would be
last year.
crazy.
That would be a selfie for sure.
Could you imagine?
No, no.
Could you imagine if that happened? If Austin Theory never held a belt on the main roster. I mean, he barely held the NXT. Did he even hold the NXT tag team titles? No, I don't think he did. But
No,
could you imagine
no,
Austin Theory being the sole survivor? Could you imagine
no.
the Raw after? How he would be? Oh, geez. He would, hey, oof, man.
A
That
nightmare.
would be. But hey, I mean, you never know. I mean, 25 years ago, a young man by the name of Rocky Maivia survived. So I mean, you never know. It could happen. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it, just if they're gonna do that, make sure they push him to the moon. But then again, I gotta watch what I say, because the last time I said push somebody to the moon, it was Brock Lesnar after he broke the Undertaker's streak. And we all know how that happened. What happened with that? Yeah.
And you say I'm
But
the troublemaker?
hey, I was angry. I was angry at the time. Okay, I was in my feelings. But yeah.
Shame.
So
Shame.
I'm gonna go with Team SmackDown for this one. I got a feeling that King Woods is gonna pull this. I got a feeling, and I hope he gets it, because Xavier Woods has been the least successful of the New Day. He's never held any singles titles. I mean, he has the King of the Ring. I really hope that this works out for him and he ends up winning. I wouldn't mind seeing it. And I've been familiar with King Woods' work ever since he was in Impact as Consequences Creed, which was his name, his other name he went by. And the guy can go. He's very talented. And I'm glad to see that he's actually evolved so many times from Consequences Creed to holding the Impact Tag Team titles with Jay Lethal to getting signed to WWE, making his debut on NXT, and now becoming 1/3 of one of the most successful stables in WWE history, the New Day. I'm very glad for him, and I'm rooting for him to get this win. So, and Stephanie Hypes, she chose Team Raw for the women's 5-on-5. Okay. All right. So with that being said, that's our card there. So I'm gonna go around and just ask, or just anybody can answer. I'm not gonna go around the table. Do y'all have any final predictions for Survivor Series tonight?
Maybe something about The Rock, but I don't sure.
Mm, the gobbledygooker comes back or something. But I do think I do like the Rock
Oh
showing up.
jeez.
I think that is a possibility. The Rock showing up. I mean,
Mm.
just even though he's so busy and filming movies, he might take 5 minutes, to come in and be like, yeah, 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 and maybe low blow Roman or something. But yeah, the Rock might come in.
I think so too because he just got a movie released on Netflix. Dus maybe
Hmm.
he could show up because how with his
How
movie and stuff.
promotion?
So and for SummerSlam, okay, yes, yes, next year maybe. But otherwise, I think probably it's going to be a lame ending or so. So
It will depend who
If
will be
I
the
know
main
if
event.
a Rock versus Roman Reigns, if a Rock versus Roman Reigns thing were to happen, I could only imagine how that promo would go. Rock would come out and make some funny joke about, "I acknowledge you. I remember back in the day when you were a little kid and you were running around," and you'd probably say something silly like Roman just doing something like he'd probably embarrass Roman, bringing up back a memory, and Roman would probably be like, "You see, this is the problem with you. You always said you were family, but you were never family." That would be a genius thing to say, because, and I'm gonna say right now, Rock is not technically a blood relative of Roman Reigns and the Usos. It's just that his grandfather, Chief Peter Maivia, was really good friends with the Anawai Fatu family, which is the Samoan dynasty that Jay and Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns and the Head Shrinkers and all of them are a part of. So I could imagine Roman Reigns saying something like, "You were never blood. You just used our name to get ahead and da 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 and so on." So that would be, if they did that, that would be genius, and I could definitely see Roman Reigns pulling that. So any other predictions? None.
uh, maybe something with Edge or something. It's been a while he's been on TV.
Hmm. Edge. Yeah. I wouldn't. But who would he
But
go after though? Would he go
I don't know what
after?
or something because
I mean,
he's been after Rowan, but
okay, interesting.
Or like what we're
All
saying,
right.
Brock
So
might. He is suspended indefinitely. There's no time limit on when he comes back, so he could come back. They've been mentioning him a lot, like with Adam Pearce and stuff. So he might come back today. I actually kind of, I'm starting to lean toward Rob with the Becky Charlotte match. They might just have like a whole street fight. It might not even start. The match might not even start. They might just go at it and not even have a match. Because she said that, like on Ariel Helwani's interview, she's like, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's all if she can coexist with Charlotte, and she's like, she was almost pretty much saying she was kind of scared to work with Charlotte because Charlotte's
mm,
kind of being unpredictable, and she didn't know if she felt safe in the match. So I'm like, they might just brawl it out, and this might not even happen.
Yeah.
mm,
Plus, I saw on Twitter that
yeah, I
apparently
hope the
the
rumors aren't.
ending was discussed very good, very. The ending was discussed about the match of Becky and Charlotte apparently. So I'm this one. I'm really afraid what will happen.
mm.
Yeah, yeah, I hope the rumors between those two are what they are, rumors. I hope that it's a case where it's just being blown out of proportion. But if it is true, what I think really and truly is time for WWE to just, if she wants to be with her fiance and her dad, let her go. But my
Yes.
my thing is this: it's her fiance, not her husband. You know, they're engaged. My thing is, you, and obviously common sense and logic. You're not husband and wife until you walk down the aisle and say those vows. Engagements can be broken. So I just hope, and like I said, I'm not trying to speak on her personal life. That's no rights. But I really hope that it is worth it if what the tabloids are saying is true.
Also, Rick need
So
to shut up.
with that being said, it's about
Mm.
time for us to shut down. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Rick Flair need to shut up about Becky too.
I honestly think they're going to bring Cena back probably around Royal Rumble time or something, just so he can win the belt for the 17th time to break Flair's thing, so they don't have to talk about Ric Flair anymore
Yeah.
because of the stuff because of the problems he's caused lately. I actually
Yes.
think they're going to do that because Vince is petty like that. He'll do it.
Mm.
He did that in Demolition with New Day. You know, he's doing the thing with Brock now with Roman. You know, going to break Brock's or CM Punk streak, whatever. Like, so I can see Vince doing that. I can see that happening.
Yeah, um, it's possible. And then even Ric Flair himself said he wanted John Cena to break his streak. I wouldn't mind Cena being the set. I mean, Cena's a hardworking guy. I mean, I wouldn't mind that at all. You know, and Cena's given us many a great match. I mean, he's given us, the Randy Orton versus John Cena feud. That's up there in my opinion with Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat, Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. So yeah, wow, we're just Kathy. Did you do something? Did you give us some sort of celebrity status? First,
The
we have
heavy
Stephanie
hitters are
Hypes.
coming out tonight. Well, today.
Oh,
Look at that.
Now we have Demon Diva. Hey, Issa, how you doing? Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Yes, it was great seeing you last night at the Jobber Talk event. Y'all were a great panel. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to ask a question. For those of y'all that follow us on Instagram, we actually have that video clip of I got there late, so I was only able to get the last leg of the Jobber Talk panel. But if you look at it, you'll actually see them talking about certain issues in regards to blacks and Latinos and members of the LGBT community and the challenges they face in professional wrestling, which is a thing. And you can actually see me ask a question as well. So just definitely check out that video clip as well. It was a great meeting last night. I hope y'all do more, Issa. So with that being said, it's about time for us to shut down this show. And
Zoom tight.
yeah, it's about time for us to shut down this show. Wait, yeah, it's about time for us to shut down this show. But before we do that, we just want to thank everybody that tuned in today. We really and truly appreciate it. And we'll be having polls up on Twitter for the next couple of hours, so you can give your own prediction as to who you think will win which match and so on. And I just want to also thank Stephanie Hypes for coming by, Issa for coming by, truly great people. J. Rome, Xavier Howard, thank you very much for actually, coming by and showing love and hearing what we have to say. J. Rome, if you ever want to be on our show, feel free to hit us up, DM us. We'll definitely make it happen. Xavier, same thing with you. If you want to be on our show, definitely hit us up. DM us on Twitter, Instagram, and we'll definitely find a spot for you. We enjoy interviewing fans as well. So yeah. But with that being said, it's about time for us to actually shut this show down. But Stephanie Hypes has one more thing. She says, I don't think she doesn't think they're going to have a match either. She feels like it's going to take one punch and it's all going to fall apart.
Kind of feel like the Hulk Hogan versus Doom match. Like that might even happen. Charlotte might lie down for Becky. I don't know. It might get crazy.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to wait and see. But with that being said, it's time for us to shut this down. So, Kathy Knight, where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling and all things Becky Lynch and Paige?
So you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Discord, all at BLUE70517.
Great. Rob Base, where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling, purchase Rob Base merchandise, and where can bookers or promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Rob_base82, and then Facebook, YouTube, Rob Base. And December 4th, I'm refing a cage match for 1CW. So if you're able to check it out, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, look up 1CW/CCW. Check it out. I'll be refing the cage match and probably another match or two. So check it out.
Cool. Delaware got me jealous right now. Oh man, I wish I could go to those shows. I'll find a way one day though. Elisa, where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling and
On
all
on
things
all
Belgium, Belgian waffles, and Becky Lynch?
on all platforms at Elisache64.
Cool. And last but not least, Alex Jean, our first ever international 15 minutes of fandom guest, straight from France, not Paris, but just a couple hours away. Where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling and all things Becky Lynch and all the great things in France and whatnot?
So on Twitter, it's at AlexJean2503, and to Instagram, it's at AlexandraJean2503. I'm not sure the last one. And I love you, Steph.
We all love Steph.
We all love Steph.
Yay!
Yay!
Steph is cool. Shout out to shout out to Stephanie Hypes once again, for coming through. Definitely a great person. Y'all definitely follow her. She's real cool people to talk to and so on. So would that be also if you want to find me on social media, you could find me on Twitter under at the Remy Blue. You can also find me on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue. It's a picture of me at WrestleMania 28. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram under at Ringside Society. We're also on Twitch under at Ringside Society 2019. And we're also on Spotify where you can actually listen to our first 2 seasons of episodes. And as a matter of fact, our episode with Alex and also our other episode with Elisa are on there too as well. And we're also on Blog Talk Radio still. And we're also on YouTube. Yes, we have a YouTube channel, which is where we actually stream, one of our platforms that we stream on. So once you go to YouTube and type in Ringside Society, and you see that sweet OMG dark blue and light blue yin yang sign with the blue flames around it, that's us. Subscribe to us. Subscribe to all our videos because you don't want to miss the next round of cool videos that we have going on. And also check out our other episodes like this one, like our full gear predictions episode, like the episodes that we've done with the Diamond Sheik, and also with Anakin Rosa, who is Thunder Rosa's son, and all those other great episodes as well. So definitely check us out. We also recently did an episode with Kylan King, so definitely check those episodes out. You will not be bored. And also, last but not least, we're also on Teespring. Yes, we actually sell official Ringside Society merchandise, and it's on Teespring. We have shirts, we have tank tops, we have long sleeve shirts, and we also have hoodies for the hoodie season that we're in right now. And we also have coffee mugs, yes, for your favorite warm beverage. So make sure you go ahead and check us out, cop some merch. All proceeds from those sales go back into keeping the show afloat. It does not go back into our pockets. But with that being said, we just want to thank everybody that tuned in live tonight. We really and truly appreciate it. It means a lot to us. And To those of you that are going to listen to us later on, thank you very much in advance. And to those of y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away, well, like myself at a Gordon Corral, Rob Bass at a Taco Festival, and Kathy at Cafe Du Monde for the Vignette sale, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
And we ain't stopping. So with that being said, we just want to let everybody here at Ringside Society know that we are very well aware to everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. We're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hey, yo, Rob Bates, Kathy Knight, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, one time for WWE Survivor Series 2021, and one time for our special guests, Elisa and Alexandra, all the way from Europe. What the podcast are we?
Woo! All right, 3, 2, 1. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, and we will be back this Monday. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. We will be back this Monday with a special episode. No, we're not gonna have any new guests. We're gonna have two familiar faces that you've actually seen before in the appearance of Christina Drobny and Giorgio. They will be joining us this Monday to talk about WWE or just wrestling video games in general. So just definitely come by. If you're a wrestling video game fan, come by and just check us out and shoot the breeze with us, because we're all going to talk about wrestling games, the ones we like, the ones we don't like, and all that good stuff. We'll even talk about 2K22 as well. So until then, we're still going through a pandemic. So stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.
Bye.
Bye. Enjoy Survivor Series tonight.
Mm-hmm.